Y'all, the internet is in absolute chaos right now because actress Skai Jackson has been dragged into one of the wildest social media dramas we've seen in a minute, and everybody is tuned in to see how it plays out. Out of nowhere, her ex started popping off online, making claims, throwing shade, and hinting that Skai has been secretly involved with rapper NBA YoungBoy. And when I say the internet lit up, I mean it. Fans immediately jumped into the comments with shock, speculation, and memes, flooding timelines across every platform. What really got people talking were not just the comments themselves, but also the way he came with what he called receipts, which only fueled the fire. On top of that, he posted some things that came across as pretty threatening, and now people are questioning whether Skai might need to protect herself legally from the situation. So, what exactly is going on? Let's break it down. From the very start of Skai's public dating life, people have been side-eyeing her choice in men, and fast forward to today, that concern seems louder than ever. Recently, Skai was spotted at one of NBA YoungBoy's concerts, and although attending an artist's show isn't suspicious in itself, fans really started speculating after pictures surfaced of her linking up with him backstage. And let me tell you, it didn't look like just a friendly meetup. To many, it looked flirty. Almost immediately, social media began whispering that this was their way of soft-launching a relationship. And if you know Skai, then you know she loves a good soft launch moment. Adding fuel to the fire, a blind item popped up online that seemed to reference Skai, calling her rumored romance with NBA YoungBoy a questionable decision given his busy personal life. It read, "In a life filled with questionable choices, getting involved with a rapper who already has 10 kids by 25 is definitely up there." Messy, right? Well, the plot thickens, because reports are saying that Skai's ex, who is currently dealing with his own issues offline, is not happy about any of this. He allegedly feels some type of way about Skai moving on, even though they broke up earlier this year, and he wasn't even present for some important moments in her life. To make it even messier, Skai already had to legally distance herself from him months ago after their rocky history made headlines. So, why is he still inserting himself now? Well, according to insiders, he's allegedly been holding on to some information about Skai and threatening to leak it if she doesn't cut ties with NBA YoungBoy. And while that sounds wild, it wouldn't be the first time their drama spilled onto the internet. Fans still remember when old posts surfaced where he made unkind remarks about Skai, which he later claimed were the result of hacking, but then doubled down in a live stream to say it was really him. Y'all, messy doesn't even begin to describe this. And honestly, a lot of fans are pointing out that instead of focusing on Skai's love life, he should probably be focusing on his own situation, because he's still dealing with personal and legal problems. Meanwhile, Skai and her mother have tried to shut the drama down, urging people not to feed into negativity. But let's be real, the internet is never going to ignore a story this juicy. Between the concert sighting, the flirty pictures, the blind items, and the social media callouts, this situation has turned into a full-on spectacle. Now the big questions remain. Is Skai really dating NBA YoungBoy? Will her ex actually follow through with his online threats? Or is this just another messy chapter in a story that keeps going? Either way, fans are glued to their screens, waiting to see what happens next.
Boy, you gonna stop doing that, girl? Like, girl, y'all talking about doing it. Like, what? I ain't do. Man, I'm single. I can do it. Baby girl, you ain't know I'm good for domestic. On life, we'll both go to jail, beating on each other. Smile in my mugshot.
When it comes to Skai and her personal life, there always seems to be some kind of drama unfolding, and the latest situation only adds to the long list of twists and turns that have kept people talking about her for years. Now, to be fair, relationships are complicated for everyone, but in Skai's case, the public has always had front row seats to the ups and downs because of her fame and the constant online chatter. And that makes every small rumor or piece of gossip feel 10 times bigger than it might actually be. From the beginning, when people first learned about her early relationships, some fans raised eyebrows and pointed out red flags. And while it is not our place to judge, those concerns seemed to foreshadow the rocky road that followed. There have been countless whispers about her past, some of which turned into major online conversations, while others were nothing more than speculation. But the one common theme has always been that Skai tends to find herself in situations that quickly turn messy, even if she never intended them to. When she made her relationship with Yorkie public after months of soft launching, for example, it didn't take long for the gossip cycle to kick into high gear, with blind items and online posts suggesting that he might not be the best influence. And although Skai may have simply wanted to see the good in him, the rumors kept swirling, and eventually their relationship faced serious strain, including public arguments and even incidents that landed both of them in the headlines. Despite both parties insisting at the time that things weren't toxic and that much of it was taken out of context, the damage had already been done because once the internet has a story, it tends to take on a life of its own, and that's exactly what happened here. They broke up, and things seemed to calm down for a while, but as always with Skai, the calm never lasts long, and soon there were new rumors about Yorkie making threats and feeling unhappy about her moving on with someone else, specifically NBA YoungBoy, and that set the stage for another potential wave of public drama. Now, what makes this situation even more complicated is that Skai's dating history has already been under a microscope for years, with fans recalling previous incidents, like the highly publicized breakup with Jules Smith, which became an online spectacle and left Skai dealing with an overwhelming amount of backlash. That entire episode was messy from beginning to end, and it spiraled out of control once private matters were aired publicly, with Jules making bold statements online and fueling an internet storm that left Skai caught in a firestorm of criticism. Even though many agreed she had been wronged, the details surrounding their ages and the way everything was handled left people debating nonstop, with some pointing fingers at her and others defending her, and ultimately, the fallout became one of the most talked about controversies of that year. For someone as young as Skai was at the time, it was an intense and painful experience, but instead of fading quietly, it followed her and became part of her reputation. So, when she moved on from that chapter into her next high-profile relationship with Yorkie, many fans were skeptical, and unfortunately, those doubts turned out to be justified as the relationship went through its own turbulent phases. And now, with Yorkie allegedly upset about her new involvement with NBA YoungBoy, one thing is undeniable: Skai has a way of staying in the spotlight, even when she doesn't try, and her name seems to constantly trend whenever something new happens in her personal life. Every new chapter brings fresh speculation, memes, debates, and think pieces across social media, and the cycle never seems to end. Right now, the threats, the rumors, and the possibility of multiple conflicts colliding at once have people on edge, and it feels like the situation could go in any direction. Maybe Yorkie will back down, maybe YoungBoy will keep things private, maybe Yaya won't get involved, but if history is any indicator, that's unlikely because drama has a way of following all of them wherever they go. For Skai, the best-case scenario would be to cut ties and avoid repeating past mistakes, but only time will tell whether she takes that route or dives deeper into the chaos. What we can say for sure is that the story is far from over, and the next few weeks are likely to bring even more revelations, confrontations, and online debates, because that's just the nature of celebrity drama in the internet age. Fans will continue to speculate, critics will continue to comment, and Skai will once again find herself at the center of a whirlwind that she may not be able to control. And whether you root for her or not, it's hard to look away, because the saga is messy, unpredictable, and impossible not to follow.